accept it on here. What's going on, everybody in social media land? My name is Everett Graham. I am a member of the Flint Public Health Youth Academy. Today, I am joined by Tomas and Cole, and we will be doing some reactions for you guys regarding the COVID vaccine and our partnership with the FPHYA. I believe I said that right. So I'll let y'all introduce yourselves if y'all want to say anything further.
Sure thing. Hello, everyone. My name is Tomas, and I'm a FPHYA intern, and we are all collaborating together because we're helping to spread information on the coronavirus, the current state of it. So please tune in to our series. It'll be a 3-video series that will be taking place, and we are serving for the Michigan Public Health Association. And yep.
Cole, did you want to add anything?
I'm Cole Mays, and I'm currently a senior at Carmen Ainsworth, and I'm also a intern at FPHYA.
Yep, so like Tomas mentioned, we are doing a 3-video series. This is video 3 in that series. And we're just gonna hop right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and share the first video. And some of these videos are like funny joking. Some of them are just like talking about the experiences people had, but you guys will see that in just a second here. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and play the first video.
Watch what the second COVID vaccine does to me. Needle warning.
I'm not feeling the best. I feel like something's coming on. I'm not sure. I for sure have a fever. And my arm is so sore. I cannot move this arm and my body hurts. My forehead is really hot. Next day, my whole body hurts, it aches. I took Tylenol, I took a nap because I'm just tired. And I just want a pizza Lunchable like really bad. Alright, this is 2 days after the Pfizer vaccine. I feel really good. My arm's a little sore, like ooh. Literally COVID chooses who it wants to infect. And same with the vaccine. My friends have chills, nausea, fever. I had none of that. Oh, and piece of advice, block out the day of and the day after because you're gonna feel some type of way if you do get some symptoms.
All right, that was the first video. What are like opening thoughts on that one? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
I was saying perhaps Cole start us off because I'm always talking, but it's fine if I'll let you develop what you want to say, and I can go kick it off for us this evening. So I appreciate the video a lot because I feel like a lot of people keep hearing mixed things like, oh, the vaccine does this. Oh, I felt like this. And then we hear like on the news sometimes a certain rare like cases where people will develop like diseases sometimes, or they'll mention something about like fertility and a bunch of other different things. And, you know, I'm sure just go for those who are curious about those types of effects or those cases, I would suggest going to the CDC website or the American Public Health Association website to find like factual, like concrete descriptions of those occurrences. But as far as the daily or the most common after effects of having the vaccine, a lot of people discuss that they feel like a fever, that they feel drowsy, their arm is sore. So I really appreciate how she utilized the platform to kind of take people through like a step-by-step kind of like feeling, like not really an adventure, but kind of like a little movie of like, what's it like, the after effects of COVID. So yeah, I really appreciate that. And I feel like it should help people feel more comfortable because they'll see somebody who went through it. And just kind of like a heads up, you're supposed to have a little fever. And if you don't, that's okay too. It affects everybody's body differently. But I have heard it's been stated that if you do feel like a fever or like fatigue or tired, that means that like the antibodies are fighting it, are like helping to build that immunity. So it's working. So that's just what I've heard. So, yeah.
Sorry, my phone just glitched. Yeah, but I second that. I really like how she kind of was real with it, and she just kind of described what was going on with her. She didn't really bash it or anything, or she didn't really talk to anything in a sort of negative way. She was kind of just saying, hey, this is what I'm experiencing, and I really appreciated that. I know when I got the vaccine, I experienced like similar things, and I would kind of try to relay the message to everybody else in a sort of a way that she did. Just letting people like, hey, this is what's happening. It's not anything too bad, and then within, she said 2 days, she was feeling, perfectly fine. So I like how she included that part in there as well. I think Cole put something in the chat. He said that, that's just your immune system doing its job. It's not a bad thing. I agree with that as well. I really appreciate this video. This was one of the more like not so jokey ones. It was kind of just her describing her experience, but I still really enjoyed that one. And then Cole said, when I got it, I was in bed all day. I was the same way. I think I ended up getting mine later in the day. So I kind of just passed out for the whole day that day. But with that being said, we can move on to the next video. I'm gonna just start the broadcast here. All right. This one is sort of the same vibe.
It's been 3 days since I got the COVID vaccine. Only symptom I got was soreness on the injection site.
I'm gonna make this not hurt, so we're gonna take your arm down here and pretend like it's a wet noodle, okay? All right.
Go get yours.
Just gotta write the time down and you'll be good to go. Any questions?
So that one was pretty short and sweet. My reasoning kind of behind including that one is just because I like the way that the person giving the shot interacted. We see a lot of doctors, especially like on TikTok and social media, throughout this whole COVID pandemic, who have been doing a really good job at engaging people and kind of, making it seem more, like, I want to say acceptable to get the vaccine, like making people feel comfortable in that way of getting the vaccine. I really like how, although it was short and he really didn't say much, the little things go a long way. And I really appreciated how he was, upbeat, how he was like, hey, I'm not going to make this hurt for you, do this for me, throw in a little joke there. Like, I just really appreciated the way he interacted with her in that way.
Yeah, I can kind of relate. Real beforehand, Cole was saying in the chat that everyone's immune system is different. Some systems exist a lot more effort in building immunity, and I agree with that. It literally hits different. So yeah, I feel like for me, I relate to the second video more so. My experience with getting both vaccines, I got the trying to remember the Pfizer. It was so long ago. I got the Pfizer. Both. I'm trying to remember when it was. I think last May, April and May is when I got it. My first and second dose. And me, I had COVID right when it first started and was like at its peak in the United States back in like March and April of 2020. So they say people that there's been a trend that people who already had COVID, they feel less of the effects or effects that occur with the vaccine, like the fatigueness and muscle soreness and stuff like that. People have said that. For me, my arm was still sore for just about a day, and I had like a little mild headache, but after that, like after about 24 hours, I was perfectly fine. So I can connect with their experience as well. Getting good sleep helps too, getting good sleep beforehand.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Like I already talked a little bit about mine, but I was just really sore, tired. I was one of the people who got like the chills part of it, which that was a little weird. Not something I was used to, but it was, like I said, it's normal, to experience those sort of things when getting the COVID vaccine. With that being said, we can move on to the next video. I know that one was pretty short, but I just wanted to highlight that. All right. So now in this one, we have a doctor. Not sure exactly who, but we have a doctor in this one.
You want me? No. You want me? No. You want me? No. You want me? I want you, baby.
So this one, obviously kind of taking a shot at anti-vaxxers or the anti-vax community. I just wanted to include this video to kind of show all the sides of what has been happening on social media as far as, portraying the COVID pandemic. We have the people who, are out informational, and then we have the people who are kind of making jokes, sort of attitude. What are kind of the thoughts on this video?
Kick it off again. Overall, I think it's good because it adds humor, kind of, because people like on the other side who might be hesitant, they can always think that, oh, they're always bashing us, and they're always coming for us, people that are getting vaccinated, and my body, my choice. So I feel like during serious situations, it's good to add a little bit of humor to kind of lower the intensity of the situation, So I like that. It's funny, and everything that's on TikTok, everything that's funny, it gets a lot of views. So I feel like it can really, on both sides of this argument, I feel like it can really influence people.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I know for me personally, seeing all like the seriousness of the virus and the pandemic, it gets tough. Like you get burnt out seeing all that. So then when the humor part comes in, it kind of just takes a load off in a way. Especially when it's from someone that sort of knows what they're talking about. Like this guy in the video, like he was a doctor, so obviously like he knows, and he that it's a joke. So I just think that kind of helps with the whole stress factor of a pandemic. And Cole in the chat has said he has to get his second second COVID shot, but no one is wearing masks at GCI where he goes, which is the Genesee Cure Institute. And then he said, COVID doesn't care about feelings. Viruses are ruthless, and preference shouldn't be your first resort when your life is on the line. Be safe. And I agree with that as well. And we're going to move on to the next one. So let me just pull it up real quick. And that was another one, pretty short one. Now this one I think is pretty funny. At least I thought it was funny. So let me know if y'all think it's funny too. I don't want to be the only one. But here we go.
So I got the booster shot. Do not recommend. 1 out of 5 stars. It's been like an hour and a half and still no webs. Can't fly. What was the point of all?
So yeah, another super quick video. But you can see obviously that one was a joke. Something else applying humor to like the situation. What are your thoughts on that one?
It was really funny. It was a good sight because you kind of think you're like, no, we're gonna hear something. What else bad are we gonna hear? And they're like, no, it's like a joke. So I like that too. It caught me off guard.
Yeah, Cole, you got anything to add to that one?
I think Cole's
No, I'm good.
All right.
chat. He said his one of his family members was in a meeting, like a Zoom call. So I think I'll just look on the chat, and if he says anything, then I'll read it aloud. So
All right. Well, with that being said, we can move on to the final video. All right. Oop, that freeze. Was that me? So yeah, another funny
Yeah, that
one.
caught me off guard.
So yeah, so I kind of just started off with this more serious video. Then we got into like the joking as we got on. I just wanted to include those just because although this virus is serious, and as you can see in our other videos during this project, we're going to talk about a lot of the seriousness of this virus, as far as like going back to school, as far as like how the virus is still, relevant in 2022, even though a lot of people don't act like it. So I just wanted to kind of do this to, show you guys that there is, light at the end of the tunnel. We are gonna, come together and, make it through this pandemic. So I just wanted to show you guys these videos and just kind of give you guys a reaction. You guys got anything to add to that?
Yeah, just briefly, and I really appreciated the videos. They were good because, like you said, we were getting like a more not factual, they're all factual, more kind of look at how they my apologies. We got a serious look of like process behind getting vaccinated, and we also were getting kind of like more, what's the word? I can't even think of the word, but more funny, content. So I like that, especially on a platform where a lot of youth our age, the people who need to get vaccinated, because that's where it can spread like wildfire, is in the schools. And that brings me pretty soon here to my my last point. But real quick, trying to see what's according to. Currently from our world in data, which was updated about 2 days ago, we've had 78.1% of the US population has received at least one dose of the vaccination, which is great. I remember the American Public Health Association was saying that our nation, in order to be in the right path, needs at least a 70% vaccination rate. So the percentage of people who've been fully vaccinated is 66.6%. So we're still reaching, but hopefully we'll be there soon. So just wanted to put that out there. And I'm sure a few people had questions out there too, like if students, teachers, and school staff are vaccinated, do they still need to be tested? So according to Thermo Fisher, who works with the Michigan American Public Health Association, they say that it depends on the requirements of the district, that they recommend that everyone is tested. While vaccinated people have a much lower risk of being infected, it's still possible. And testing helps provide an early warning system to identify those cases. So it's very important that even though the regulations and the current state of COVID might be changing versus when they were a few months to a year ago, I feel like it's still important that schools have those resources to conduct effective testing. And we will drop that link. If there's a school district out there viewing, how do I sign my district or school up for testing? We'll drop a link from Thermo Fisher, which is a science research company, providing information on the vaccine and COVID. Then yeah, we'll drop that if you're interested. So.
Yep, and like Tomas has already mentioned, we have kind of a media pack sort of things for you guys that we're going to be putting out. I think our first video has already gone out on our Facebook, so feel free to go check that out if you're not watching them in order. But yeah, we put a lot of things together for you guys just to kind of keep the community informed. We want you guys to know that, you know, we are still in this with you, and that things will get better. As things are changing, we're still learning things, but you know, continue to, you know, keep yourself safe, wear your mask, you know, get vaccinated if you have not already. And if you're one of the people who are sort of against the vaccination, just, you know, be aware, do your research, social distance, things like that. And yeah, we just appreciate everybody for, you know, spending this time with us to kind of react to these videos and laugh a little. Yeah, and I hope you all enjoy.